just releasing bullets into the air. They were just like, it was fun for them. They just stood there. And the others came to the doors. One said, come down, move in, out. They were giving all kinds of commands. I didn't know where I was. Before I knew what was happening, they opened the back door and said, get inside. The other one opened the boot to get inside. Everywhere. Come out, where are you? I didn't know what happened to me. They were shouting so much, I didn't know which of them to obey. And the street was neat in seconds.
Alright, family, we go back again to another one about PJ, the God kind. So, right in this video, if you are new to this channel, kindly hit the subscribe button and just smash that notification bell to be notified from when we upload video like this. So, in this video, I'll be playing you a message from the man of God, Reverend Dr. Chris Oyakilome, on how he was encountered in an operation that involved kidnapping. So they were trying to, kidnap the man of God and they stole his car, they stole everything he got, both the money in the car and all that. So let's go ahead and watch the video together. Let's go.
While pastoring, I loved cars. I loved to drive. I still love driving. It's fun. When I get the chance, which I hardly get. See, I probably drive maybe twice or thrice in a whole year. Can you imagine that? And then this driving I'm talking about, just a few, I love to drive. I liked it. I enjoyed it. So there was that year, several years ago. I bought different cars at different times. Then I got this one that I liked so much. And the man knew how to advertise it for me. Customized, nice, worn in town. So I looked at the car. I liked it. I wanted it. I was already buying, this car or that car. Made no difference now. So I didn't need any consultations with the Spirit. When you're already on cruise and there's nothing on the road, you just keep going. You don't try to, everything is, so you don't prepare for emergencies. So it was gone. And that's the way I came to this car. And I liked it. No consultations. And I paid more for that car than any other 3 cars put together before then. I was excited. And it was not a brand new car. Yet I spent so much money on it because it was customized. Okay. I bought it and went home with it. Come out every day and clean it. Look at it shining. You wish you could drive it out and be outside at the same time and be looking at it. Anyway, one day, while it was still, new, I'd only driven it out maybe to church once or twice. So it was just there because I had other cars. Okay. In this Monday, I believe it was, you got this car, you're not driving, you know where to go. You have to look for somewhere to go. So I needed somewhere to go. So I said, okay, I'm going to buy fuel. And then from there, my mom was with my sister. And so I said, I'll drive to see my mom. And then, just go out. This was now around 6:30 p.m. So I'm going. That's the way I went out. Bought the fuel, filled the tank, and drove, heading for my sister's place to see my mom. Stopped on the way at this supermarket that I'd been to several times. I thought, okay, let me buy some things to take there. As I stopped Before I could come out of the car, another car stopped beside me, and some guys jumped out with guns. Two of them in front of me just releasing bullets into the air. They were just like, it was fun for them. They just stood there. And the others came to the doors. One said, come down, move in, out. They were giving all kinds of commands. I didn't know where I was. Oh, before I knew what was happening, they opened the back door and said, get inside. The other one opened the boot to get inside. Everywhere. Come out. Where are you? I didn't know what happened to me. They were shouting so much. I didn't know which of them to obey. And the street was neat in seconds. They fled. The people fled. Then, for some reason beyond explanation, I walked away from there. And it's like, like they didn't see me. I don't know how, but I just walked away. I got out of there. The guy had opened the door and asked him to enter. And if you knew about how they used to steal those days, they'll ask the person to get into the boot, they'll carry the owner of the car away and drop him somewhere. Give him a ride, drop him somewhere. If they didn't kill him. So, I just walked away into the house that was, where the shop was. And they were still shooting, and then they drove the car away. Still unclear to me how I got out of that place. Now, my car was gone. I'm going to see my mom. Now I'm walking. I didn't even remember whether I was to buy anything anymore. The car was gone, the money, whatever, everything was gone. Now, as I walk down the street, and here's the reason for this story. As I walk down the street, all by myself, like this, a thought hit me. A moment ago, you're riding a big car. Now, you're walking in the streets like anybody else, but you are the same person. At that moment, everything, every desire, every fascination with cars and all of those things left me. I lost interest in all those things instantly. It's like a miracle. Something you can't explain. I lost interest in all of those things at once. I said, a moment ago you were there in that car, and right now you're walking like anybody else in the street. But you are the same person. A man's life doesn't consist in the abundance of things he possesses. And this is so important. Of course, on Wednesday nights, what I was about telling the congregation what had happened to me, how the car was gone, is I was telling them what happened, just about explaining. Someone came up the platform with a paper. They had found the car. So I announced to them they had found the car, but I wouldn't drive that car again. I'd lost interest. I wish that I knew how to lose that interest earlier. Are you getting what I'm telling you? Because you're the same person. And since that time to this time, not fascinated with those things. They don't mean anything. They don't mean anything. You're the same person. You're the same person. Don't wish for those things. Wish to fulfill the call of God in your life. That's the most important. Have a different kind of desire. Nothing in this world satisfies. Nothing. Nothing. And you see, God will bless you faster than you can make releases. Let me put it this way, because sometimes when we talk like this, there are those who say to us, but if you keep giving, you may never have anything. You just keep giving, and then you never have. The point is this: what God doesn't want is for anything to have you. We give. I give all the time. But the thing is this: I am unable to catch up with God. Before I have time to make my calculations, He's beaten my figures. And in everything. No wonder He said that seed time, He said, will overtake that harvest. And the harvest will what? Overtake the seed time. Such that you find yourself before the harvest, another seed time has come.
Alright, I believe you guys were helped by that video and you guys were taught by that video. So that was an interesting story from the man of God, Reverend Otakwisi Akinome. So if you don't want to miss videos like this, just kindly hit the subscribe button and smash the notification bell. I'll play you an excerpt of a video I've already posted, so you can.
When I was younger, I heard a lot of preaching. Thank God for the Holy Ghost. Because you see, I heard things that could have kept me in a certain position.
On the link below. Alright, guys.
I remember a preacher. He got to a certain point and he stopped. This was on television years ago. And then he stopped. He says to the congregation, don't misunderstand me. I didn't say you're not going to die. He said, hear me now. Everybody is going to die. Then he says, say after me. And they said after him, everyone. And they said, everyone is going to die. Is going to die. He says, so you see, he's trying to take himself away from criticism. That's something God delivered me from. I have no fear of criticism. No, I fought those battles while I was still, younger. Yeah. Because in ministry, God has to plan for you. And the Lord planned for me. So I fought a lot of things while I was younger. You know what it is to have almost all the ministers, in fact, every minister that could talk boldly, take on you. On television, on newspapers, on radio, throughout the country. And then they talk to their friends abroad. And then every day, these newspapers are out there. And they're talking about you. Every day was Pastor Chris, Pastor Chris, Pastor Chris, Pastor Chris. 2 years. What is it? Some time ago I was thinking about it. I was just a young guy. I was so young. I wonder if they knew my age at the time. But I was so glad because they thought that I was pained by those things. And struggling and feeling bad for myself. How did I get into all this trouble? Oh, Jesus, come and do something. I wasn't like that at all. When I went to pray, I was said, greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. That's what I was doing. That's what I was doing. I would say that verse again and again and again and again. Greater is He that is in me than he that is in the world. They thought I was pained. They thought I was in trouble. I was not in any trouble. You know what it is to have ministers that are influential come on television and say to the public, if you have children in that church, tell... They didn't even say if you're a member of that church. They wanted to belittle it and say that it's a church of children. So if you have children in that church, tell them to come out. Oh, praise God. And those of them who were seeing visions, and they would say, like one in the press conference, told the press a vision that he saw about Pastor Chris. And what a lie it was. I thought, and I had great respect for this minister of God. You know, he had called me on the phone and say, I'm aware of what's happening, blah, 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 blah. You know, and I respectfully talked with him.